This is the greatest message that you could ever hear for your liberation. The reason why we suffer, why we become unhappy, why we feel hurt, why we don't get on with other people, why we are always seeking for happiness, why we are in a turmoil often, why we aren't living in harmony, why we are always running around like headless chickens, why we are never satisfied, why we are always at loggerheads with one another, why we are always wanting to be right, why we are always blaming other people, why we are never satisfied, why we are always feeling in the wrong, why we are never heard and listened to, why we are never accepted and truly loved, why we never really get what we want. The reason behind all of that is egoic involvement with the life circumstances, with the conditions of life. We get involved both mentally and bodily. We don't do anything freely and happily just for the sake of doing it. Do you pick up the coaster happily? Do you look at the coaster happily? Do you enjoy what you're seeing? Do you enjoy holding the glass? Do you enjoy the water? Are you truly happy with what you are doing right now? When you pick up your phone and send a text, are you truly happy? Or are you getting involved, mentally involved in it all? When you pick up a tissue, are you happy to do so? Can you hear the rustling? Are you there with it? Are you involved egoically, or are you happily unfolding it and using it? I'm talking about everyday living. Everyone gets involved in what they're doing. You want your way. You want to be right. You want to be accepted. You want to be loved. And then there's the big things of life. You want to understand who we truly are. You want to understand what life is truly about. You want to know what happens after death, etc., etc., etc. Always involvement, always involvement. And this represents egoic involvement, the clinging, the feeling attached, the feeling that you must have something, the feeling that you need to explain yourself and defend yourself, the feeling you need to blame others for your life circumstance. You're never truly happy because of ego. And this is what ego is. It's clenching. I'm going to say, when we are truly happy, we are naturally being our true self, without ego, without this self-contraction, without this involvement. It might seem to you that I'm involved. Well, if you like, there's a natural involvement, an involvement that doesn't have any clingingness to it or feeling that you've got to be right. There's a freedom in natural involvement when the body and the mind can simply be likened to the open hand. I wonder whether you're trying to understand what I'm saying, whether you're getting involved in it. Why I'm sharing this message with you is I understand, more than anyone I know, that ego is horrible. It's ugly. It's all about me being right and you being wrong. Ego is always finger pointing. It's unhappiness. It's not love, true love. Egoic love can never be real love, unconditional love. When two people come together, likened to open hands, there's an embrace. There's a wonderment of sharing. It's beautiful. There's no taintedness of ego. There's no me is right and you is wrong. There's just a togetherness, a love, an embrace. Two fists can't come together. There's always separativeness. There's always separation. There's always me against you, no matter how subtle it can be, no matter how nice you are being. It's not good. Freedom, true freedom, is when you have allowed the body mind just to be what it is. Inherently, naturally, already happiness. No egoic involvement. So you're writing without involvement. The pen moves freely. You're eating without egoic involvement. You're not putting on what I call the self-contraction. You're not adding the self-contraction. There's no trying involved. You're just enjoying the meal. You're just enjoying the movements. You're enjoying your company. It's natural. It's already happiness. How can you be like that all the time? By not doing the self-contraction. And how can you stop doing the self-contraction which you've been doing for all of your life? You've been activating this activity which is not necessary. Ego is the ruination of already happiness, joy, delight, intimacy, embracement, love. You know what it's like when you see someone that you really love and enjoy their company. Can you extend that moment of time right through the day? There's no self-contraction when you are truly happy. It's all about the body-mind being already happy, already joy. That word already, without any demands put on other people to make you happy. For you are already happy. And then you can embrace everybody from that place of already happiness rather than the place of neediness. I need you to make me happy. I need that to make me happy. I need the other to make me happy. I need to go there to make me happy. No, happiness is here, right now. Realize that, and that's enlightenment. That's being awake. truly awake, absolutely awake. You may need a teacher to help you. I needed this teacher to help me. His name is Adidas Samraj. He's no longer alive. But as with all skills, as with all attainments, we need teachers. We need teachers all the time. He was my teacher. He taught me about this and this. And he said, this is not good. It's the ruination. People are seeking this. People are seeking this disposition of already happiness. They're not knowing that's what they're seeking. That's God. That's true happiness. For centuries and centuries and centuries, this activity has taken hold of the whole world. I am right and you're wrong. Millions and billions of people have been killed because of this activity. This is the greatest truth that you can understand and receive in your life, and I'm giving it to you. Take responsibility for this horrible activity and turn away from it and fall in love with, in my case, my God man, the man that's helped me to be liberated from this nonsense, to help me see that this is not necessary. In the Bible it says, become like children, not childish, children's disposition of already happiness, joy and delight. As adults, we are not very, very happy. We're always complaining, always looking on the other side of the fence. We aren't very mature. To be mature is to stand in this disposition, this bodily and mentally disposition of openness, truly at peace, already joyful. So you can embrace everyone and every activity full time, 24/7. If you'd like to hear more, if you'd like to talk to me, if you'd like to Zoom with me, then do. But egoic involvement in one's life, well, in life, it's not our life. We don't own the body-mind. We don't own anything. There's nothing to own. We eat and then we pass it through. We don't have anything. There's nothing we can hold on to at death. Nothing. So just find this and become enlightened to this disposition. Thank you for listening. It's a heart matter. It comes from the heart to only want to live like this. Love and happiness, true love is synonymous. You can't separate the two. This is the nature of God. True happiness and joy, which we all are. We are God, both creating and destroying. This is not good. Thank you for listening.